Stay tuned till the end of the video where I take you snowboarding in Aspen, Colorado. Today marks 4 years from the day that I was held hostage back in July 27th of 2016. Today also marks me taking that final step and closing this chapter of my life by creating this final video about it. And just 5 months ago, Brian and I, you met Brian in the previous video, he's one of the other hostage victims that day, also my friend. We read our statements that we had planned to say in court that day for the sentencing of the man who held us hostage. We read those statements to this camera just hours before court. Here are those statements.
So this is what I came up with. So yeah, start off and so Your Honor, I'd like to start off with saying I've been robbed in Dallas before, twice at gunpoint, and I felt safer during those two occurrences combined than I do with the outcome of Brolin McConnell holding me at gunpoint and repeatedly telling me that he's going to kill me. And when you get robbed, you hand over your things, and both parties, whatever, go different directions. And hopefully, you don't get your ass kicked in the process. And unfortunately, I didn't. I was just give you your stuff. I was like, you go your way, I'll go mine. Done deal. Well, that wasn't the case on July 27, 2016. Things were very different. Brolin was convinced that I was part of a bigger plan with the government to kill him. And this went on for about an hour. And what do you give a man that wants nothing but your life? You can't give him anything. The only answer is to beg, and I'm not a beggar, but that day I was. Brolin had put a pistol against my head and pointed the other one at Mark Meredith, my good buddy who's not here in Aspen right now, with the demands to put our hands on the ceiling, telling us to tell our people to come out, and asking personal questions about our lives as he clicks the safeties of the pistol on and off every second. Brolin was making irrational statements with a smile on his face and making jokes at the same time. He mentioned shooting a bee off Mark's shoulder, or that the North Face logo on his shirt right here would be a good target to shoot at. And all in all, he thought this was funny, him being Brolin. The whole time I'm thinking he's going to unintentionally shoot us by accidentally pulling the trigger. The first 20 minutes I thought I had hope for getting out alive, but after that I realized that I was hoping for just way too much. At one point he asked for $100 million, and I said, sure, get in the back of the car, let's go to the bank, as if I had $100 million. I don't know anybody, I don't know anybody does. But I said, get in the back of the car and let's go to the bank. Hoping he would, and I was going to drive my car off the edge of the cliff / pass into town and end the whole thing there. Because I didn't see a way that Mark or I was gonna walk out of there alive, and I also wasn't about to take him in Aspen, where there's a lot of innocent people, walking around just trying to live a happy life. And so I felt like I had to end it there, and that was my only solution at the time. And when that didn't happen, I complied with everything he ordered me to do: get out of the car, take my shirt off, put my hands on my head. I was completely helpless. I had no say in what I was going to do or anything. He told us to get in an execution line with Blake being in the front, myself in the middle, and Mark in the back. And about that time, I remember looking at Mark thinking, we have about 5 seconds to live. And then, I don't know, we'll figure out what happens after life on Earth. But, with my, I thank God that somebody pulled up on the other side and distracted him for a second, and Mark and I were able to get away. Blake, on the other hand, was not so fortunate because he just had surgery on his foot and he had a boot and was unable to run. I'm already thinking right now of how I'm going to live my life when he gets out of prison, because what's to stop him from finishing what he started? Do I need to change my name? Do I need to move to another country so he doesn't think I'm part of a government or a bigger plan to kill him? Do I need to stay off the internet? Do I need, like, just so he can't find me? Like, I'm already fearful for my life, and he hasn't even been to prison yet. I hope one day I'll find peace, but I don't think that day will come until I'm ready to leave this earth. And this experience has changed my everyday life in so many ways. I sit in the back of rooms with my back against the wall because I'm paranoid that something will happen, and I want to be able to see the entire room, and I don't want anything going on behind me. I have serious stress issues with just about everybody. I have nightmares most days of the week that are so real that I wake up feeling like every aspect of that dream actually happened. And it wasn't a dream, and so finally all of those dreams have compiled to what seems to me like real life situations that have actually happened. And so that's why I think Brolin McConnell should receive 20 years in prison as opposed to anything less. Thanks for listening.
I do my best to hide or like suppress emotions as much as I can, but honestly I try to be as transparent as possible as well. It takes so much courage for that man Brian to do that, because you know he was held hostage as well. He got away sooner than I did, but he was held hostage before me, and I love that man. I'm staying with Brian for the week. And yeah, alright, so I read this for the first time to somebody, to a therapist literally like an hour ago. It was hard to do, but here we go. Please don't shoot. Please don't shoot. Please don't shoot. I'm not ready to die. Bang. I see this play over and over again in my head every single day. This is the moment before the second shot was shot right by my head. The moment I thought I was dead. On this day, my life had changed forever. Now, prior to being held hostage and shot at on a leg that I just had surgery on, I was just a simple kid from Hawaii. I enjoyed spending the majority of my time outdoors in nature. This is what drew me to live in such a beautiful place like Colorado. But after this, these simple pleasures would forever change. I no longer am able to go anywhere without looking over my back constantly or having images from this day play in my head. It's like I'm still there, like I never left that dirt road on Independence Pass. Like my life is to forever be held hostage by this man that you have in your courtroom today. Imagine standing straight up on a leg you just had surgery on without being allowed your crutches, with someone pointing two guns at you, telling you that if you move or take your hands off the top of your head, that he was going to shoot your kneecaps off or shoot you right in your chest or head and watch you bleed out. Imagine seeing Brolin McConnell threatening to kill you, smiling and amused of doing so. Imagine your very first time ever seeing a gun and hearing a gun go off was from one being fired just inches from you. I still know the distinct smell of that gunpowder to this day. On that day, I was held hostage and nearly killed. I felt completely helpless. Before the cops arrived in an attempt to negotiate with Brolin McConnell, I thought I was already dead. Brolin McConnell was clearly on a mission to kill someone that day, and that person was me. I begged and begged for him to spare my life, but he didn't. He chose to laugh at my pain. He was entertained by it. He was saying that he hoped the bees flying around my leg would sting me so he could shoot them and watch my leg bleed. He said that if I took my hands off my head or moved in any way, he would shoot me right in my heart. He consistently waved his gun around my different body parts that he would like to shoot. This entire time, I knew it was inevitable that he would shoot eventually, and that this day would be the day that I die. He appeared very aware of what he was doing too. He strategically shielded himself in between two cars with me as a barrier to block any gunfire with cops when they arrived. And when they did arrive, he had me negotiate for him for $100 million. Time and time again, he had countless opportunities to let me go. But after taking two shots at me, I knew he almost definitely wouldn't. I knew the next shot he would take would be the one that would take my life. Because on that second shot, the one by my head, he had me turn around with my back face towards him, hands on top of my head, begging for my life. begging the officer at the top of the hill to save me and give him what he wanted. In this moment, I took what I thought was my final breaths. Even though I knew I wasn't ready to die, tears rolling down my eyes, I stared at the cop at the top of the road as if it were goodbye. The gun went off. Everything went black for a moment, ear ringing and all. I thought I was dead. Sometimes to this day, I feel like I am. Looking into the eyes of Brolin McConnell, who nearly shot me in the head, I could see that I had no other choice but to try and escape, even if it meant dying in the attempt. I contemplated jumping off the cliff nearby and the river just over the edge, or just running away and hoping not to get shot in the back of the head. To be honest with you all, I can't believe I'm here with you all today. I do my very best to live my life the best as I can. But knowing that Brolin McConnell could one day get out and do the same thing to someone else and complete their mission to kill someone scares the living hell out of me. The thought of him one day getting out and coming after me one day will forever haunt me. I do not know if I will ever recover from this or be able to move on, but I do know that I'm lucky to be alive. But luck may not play a factor for this person's next victim. He thought I was after him that day, that he needed to kill me to spare himself. What's to say he still won't believe the same way in the future? I do not feel safe. I never will be, knowing that Brolin McConnell will one day be released. In terms of sentencing and how I think Brolin McConnell deserves to be in prison, forever is my honest answer to that. But I know that's not the case, unfortunately. I asked to sentence him for the max prison sentence possible. That's the statement I'm gonna say today. Oh, fuck. So here we are, 4 years later, from the day that I was held hostage, with the man who held me hostage behind bars. There was a time 4 years ago where I was at the lowest point in my life and I thought my life was over. But little did I know it had just begun. That a new chapter in my life story was to be written. A chapter full of adventure and moments that I would have never imagined possible. And probably wouldn't have been possible if it weren't for that moment that took place 4 years ago. So as I finally close this chapter in my life, I will never forget what happened to me on that day. Because on that day, I made a decision that will forever change the course of my life. The decision to fight to live, to never give up, regardless of how hopeless I felt in that moment 4 years ago and in the moments that would follow that. But I decided to do whatever possible to live in that moment and in the moments that would follow. And boy, was it worth it. I can tell you guys right now as I sit in front of here talking to you all in front of this camera that I'm happy. I'm truly happy. And after that, like, I will never, ever take life for granted. Those near-death experiences truly, truly do change you as a person. And I think I needed that change in my life. And to be honest with you, to the man that held me hostage that day, I hope he comes out of this and serves his time and really, I hope he takes it seriously. And I hope he comes out a changed man, a better man. Because I know I have. So as I close this chapter in my life, I just truly want to say, thank you all for all the support over the years. It really has made a big impact on me to see all of you. A lot of you I've never met, but just thank you. All your words, kind words, everything, all the support over the years has changed my life, and you've really helped me in this healing process. And I couldn't be more grateful for every single one of you. So time to start this new chapter. I'm really excited to whatever it has in store. Who knows what might happen in the next year or two, but it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be adventurous. It's gonna be me. It's gonna be very big kiddish. Just made that word up. Anyways, love you all. Have a beautiful day. And yeah, aloha. Shoot. I won't make it up that, right? That little jump right there. The little jump.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh, you're gonna hit that?
That's not little.
Oh.
It's like 5-6 feet high.
Oh shit. You think I have enough speed to make it up that?
Up that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe let me go first, since I've done it.
Okay. Alright. I believe in you. You! Do you think I could make it? Woo! Oh! It's so deep! Woo! Look at this! Oh! Oh! Oh fuck! Woo! Eric. What's up, buddy? How's your day been, man? Fucking set. Fucking set. A few runs in the homies and then...
Hey, your GoPro's still going, by the way.
Oh yeah, I know. I want to get you off. No, bro.
Shout out to this guy.
Yeah! Hello!
Dude, this is nice.
Yeah? Yeah, good shit. You're good.
Finished, bro.
We're quite comfortable there.
I'm very comfy, actually. Jack took a picture of me, you can just see my head.
That's awesome. What's up? We just got done. What was that called? That section?
Heart attack hill.
Heart attack hill, right there. I think it's kind of obvious why we called that. Straight ahead. There's a drop right there too.
I can't see that.
If you go that one, that was bad. Let me know I'll hit it. Straight. Oh yeah! It's great! Send it! Full send! Hit the next one, hit the next one. Freaking ninja over here. Straight.
quick at the butter! Phew. Oh, I was giving you a transition. Smacked it.
Perfect.